everyone, this is Allison Fletcher. I am the Drunk Astrologer. I haven't been doing too many videos recently. I do apologize for that. It's been kind of crazy. Things are kind of working out in my life in terms of being able to ride horses more. Things are just happening, and then unfortunately I was sick for a little bit. Still getting over that, and so there's been a lot going on, and unfortunately I haven't gotten any videos out, but I wanted to do one for this new moon. It is November 7th, which is actually the day I'm doing this video, but honestly, with the way my internet connection or lack thereof goes, I probably won't get out until tomorrow. And it's in Scorpio. So the new moon energy really sticks around until the next full moon. So we're kind of going to be feeling this energy for the next like 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks. And it's a new moon can sometimes be seen as like a fresh start, as starting over, brand new, new energy, new direction. The fact that this new moon is in Scorpio, I do feel like it's a very internal. We've been really forced to dig deep and look within ourselves, especially with this Venus retrograde. The past aspects that we've been dealing with, that we're coming out of, has all been about looking in ourselves, going through like facing our fears, facing our traumas, and coming out. And I think this new moon is kind of our first step, or not even our first. I think we've kind of already started stepping out, but pushing out of our comfort zone and going out, trying new things, doing new things, that kind of stuff. So that's what I think kind of overall this new moon is about. It's about digging deep within ourselves and going forward. A lot of us have kind of shed a lot of the issues that we've dealt with in the past. I know for me, I'm facing issues when it comes to my living situation, and I'm moving past some of my fears that I've had. I was able to solve my neighbor situation with very few issues. And kind of pushing, like I've been kind of talking, like asking myself about relationship stuff and what matters and what doesn't. And it's been very important for me to ask myself what matters and what doesn't. And since I've done that, it's now time to start going forward and figuring out how best, like right now I'm doing everything I can to live my best life every single day. For me, it's all about just getting out there every single day. The horses are a big part of something that I want to do. Getting out there, doing it. The astrology is another thing that I just want to get out and do, and I'm pushing myself and I'm doing that. There's a lot of aspects to all of it that I'm doing on the side as well, like I'm putting more effort into my fitness than ever before, into my diet, kind of trying to kind of I've really been working on keeping a clean space around me, a clean area around me, keeping myself clean, both like kind of like emotionally, physically, like trying to keep on like a higher vibration level is kind of been like the test recently. And that's what I think this new moon is about stepping out and doing this new thing. So this new moon does trine Neptune. Neptune's kind of a very dreamy, floaty planet, I guess is a good way to do it. One of the things I kind of think of when I think of Neptune is I used to work in a drug rehab, and a lot of my patients I feel were very Neptunian. Kind of being on drugs is kind of a Neptune thing. I'm not saying that anybody who has a lot of Neptune in like aspects or anything like that, like that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're a drug addict if you are Pisces or you have Neptunian aspects, but I'm just saying that's one of the things that helps me kind of get the feel of Neptune. And I think it's going to be adding a very sensitive aspect to this new moon. I think we are going to kind of have to be careful when dealing with other people right now. I think people are extremely sensitive. I think people are kind of, they're going to be going through a lot, and it's going to kind of upset them a little bit. It also means we're going to be more sensitive. And we do have to kind of keep ourselves down to earth as much as possible, but this floaty, dreamy, sensitive state can also be very creative. So I think it's a good time to kind of grab onto creativity as well. This new moon will also be sextiling Pluto. And I wrote down here a time of determination. Pluto is a very forceful, powerful planet, and it's adding this sense of power and forward motion to this new moon, and it is empowering us. We do have to be careful with Pluto. Pluto can sometimes like not be a very good planet to deal with, but it is also like a good time to we need to kind of use this power, but you have to use the power that Pluto gives you in a positive manner. Like if you take the power and the empowerment from Pluto and you use it just to like for personal gain and nothing else, it is going to screw you over. But if we use it and we kind of go with this creative aspect that I've already talked about and this forward motion in a positive direction, I think Pluto will be beneficial. A couple other things going on right now. We have the Venus-Mars trine coming up. So I think there's a lot of relationship aspects going on right now. I do think that this time we are all changing how we view and see relationships. I think we're changing what we want in our relationships. I think we are growing from past mistakes in relationships. And if we take all of this and we grow through it, I think we have some amazing opportunities ahead of us in terms of relationships. Those people who are already in relationships, I think you're going to find that relationships can get strengthened during this time. Those of us who are looking for relationships, I think this is a good time for us to kind of look at what we really want and start trying to attract what we want. That kind of thing. So the other thing that's been going on right now, and we've actually been feeling this energy since November 1st. So November 1st, Jupiter entered a really tight orb, quincunxing Uranus. And so quincunx is like, instead of being like exactly opposite, you're just off by one sign. And it's a strain almost. And here we have Jupiter and Uranus. We have a planet of luck, and we kind of have a planet of growth, and it's straining with the planet of change and revolution. We are going to go through intense changes during this time. We are in the process of changing, and it's going to keep going until November 15th. We are going through massive growth periods. We are getting rid of old thought patterns that we don't need anymore. We are getting rid of old ideas of how to live. We're getting rid of old concepts about how to live our daily lives that are no longer beneficial, because we are upgrading. And it's been really intense, but it's also been a great experience. Last note I kind of had written down here is that this is a month of change. We need to take these lessons we learned and we need to start implementing the positive changes to go on the direction that we want to go. So at this point, it's not just all about, well, let's keep looking deep in ourselves. Like, no, we've been doing that. We need to take what we found. We need to, like, for example, for me, I have looked deep inside of myself and discovered I have control issues. And I have had to move past those, work through those, get on a higher vibration level, and accept change and let go of control. And so I'm implementing that in my daily life. And there's no big thing happening right now, but if we put these changes in place and we go with this change, we will grow and we will become better people. The one thing I did want to talk about is I find it very interesting that the elections for the United States was right in the middle of all of this. it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Those of you who aren't in the United States, there's been the House is now the Democrats took over the House, Republicans still have the Senate. I'm not a big believer that democracy actually works the way we think democracy works. I really do believe that things are more controlled than we realize. But it is going to be interesting to see how some of these changes are going to implement themselves. The best change I've been noticing is that since the election, more of the like ultra conservative, like racist jackasses that live in my town are upset over how liberal California is becoming. I'm trying not to go down too much of a rabbit hole here, but more and more of them are starting to look at moving out of the state, which I think is actually the best thing that can happen, because it takes people out of, like, takes the like, no offense to conservatives, but it takes a lot of the, like, if they're running away from liberal California, it takes the trash out of our town, which makes more space for cool, like-minded people. So that was a little bit of a rant, but I did want to pull, I think I'll only do one card. I don't think I have too much time, but I did want to pull a card on this new moon energy. So let's see what this new moon has in store for all of us. 10 of Wands, that's quite interesting. Wands, first of all, whenever I see Wands, I do see change. Wands, if you think about it, is kind of just like a fire. It's a wood stick that you can kind of light on fire. And the 10 of Wands is kind of like a responsibility. It's taking on more of a load. I think we do have to take on more responsibilities in our lives and how our lives go. I think that that is an important message right now. But yeah. So I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you to those of you who watch my videos. I know I don't get too many out, but I do enjoy doing them. You can also follow my blog on Facebook, The Drunk Astrologer. I do weekly updates on the energy and recommend a drink for the week. I also have Twitter, The Drunk Astrologer, and of course like and subscribe here. I am a Leo moon. I've said this before. I am a Leo moon, and one of the aspects of the Leo moon for me is that I love attention. So the more people I have that are like liking and subscribing, the harder I'm going to work to get videos out. I'm still going to do it even if I have like 2 subscribers, but maybe I can get more. Anyways, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.